welcome to Good Follow Show presented by DraftKings. I'm Ros Gold-Onwude, and in today's show, we have 2 exclusive interviews for you. I had the opportunity to go travel to Nashville, Tennessee to attend Athletes Unlimited's welcome weekend, a whole tray of events. It was really exciting, and the energy was amazing as they gear up for season 5, which will tip off in February of 2026. And while I was there, I had the chance to have some exclusive sit-downs and catch-ups with the players there. So we will be talking to and giving you access to these conversations every Thursday in this month of November. So make sure you're staying locked in. And it starts today. Okay, in today's episode, I talk with Sydney Colson and Theresa Plaisance. So buckle up. Because with Syd and TP, it is always a crazy fun time. I'm always so happy when I get to see you because I know it's going to be great vibes. I know it's going to be positivity, potential shenanigans and laughs.
No. Maturity, professionalism. That's the name of my game.
Absolutely. You know I think you do walk with maturity, professionalism.
Every now and then.
And shenanigans. And shenanigans. But we are in Nashville, Tennessee.
Yes, we are.
AU season 5 is coming up. Mm-hmm. And what do you love so much about Nashville? You're running it back here.
Right. Last year was really exciting. We went from Dallas in year 3 to Nashville last season, and it was, a decision that we had to collectively make with AU staff. Like, there were a lot of changes in a business stance going on, but even though we wanted to be back in Dallas, they did present such a good case for Nashville that it was like, we really can't pass on this opportunity. Like, as you know, they have the desire to have a WNBA team here. We were like, the city's kind of primed for professional women's basketball right now. And so I think it would have been a real miss for us to not take that chance last year. And it didn't even end up being a chance. Like, people, they showed up, they were super supportive. Like, the city was excited about it, and the players loved it. So it's really good that we're going to come back because I think the reception will be even greater.
Yeah, it's fertile grounds here. Yeah. I mean, I was at a couple of the games and matchups last season, and it was a great crowd, great energy, all the things. But before we
I know, we love when you pull up.
Oh, it was so nice. I think we cried.
You gave out roses.
I gave out roses. And then you gave one back to me.
I did.
And
like, no thorns or anything. I was like, yeah, you're real.
I do feel like every time I see you, there's a moment to cry. Like, because we be having heart to heart.
Look,
but be dead serious. But
no small talk. Let's get right to it. You changed my life. It's deep immediately. Every time. Every time.
Hey, what's up? How you doing? Thank you.
Oh, thank you. No, seriously, I mean that.
Why is she so? I'm not even this silly normally. It's you bring it out of me.
When you came though, I think because of what you have done for like women in your profession and being a former player, like your presence at AU, really anything that you go to is like a very good sign. It means that, because you don't just show up anywhere. So it's got to be thriving if Ros is showing up. So it's always good to see you, and it's good to see you, like advocating and doing so much for AU, honestly.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. And when I came, it became very evident immediately that the players really care about the league, which is sometimes not always the emotion that's shared. It's sometimes it's contentious or, disappointed or angry or wanting more, this and that. But instead it feels like, you guys are fighting for the growth of this league and the opportunity to have this option when, a WNBA season isn't there. And a lot of that also happens too. There's a player executive committee here. Yeah. That's actually something I was not aware of before I pulled up to AU, that this is player-led as well.
Yeah.
How so? Like,
I mean, since season 1, I've been a part since season 1. And, John Patrick and Jonathan Soros, our co-founders, they started AU with softball, volleyball, and lacrosse. So we were the 4th sport. So before that 2021 inaugural season, we were having conversations because they wanted to figure out like how interested might W players be and professional players be. So for a lot of us, you would love to have an option to not have to go overseas. You just weren't sure how viable this option really was and how it could have been a scam. It could have just been somebody, but the fact that you had 3 other sports to see, okay, this is this is real because I have a product that I can look at. They're serious about this. They're paying good money. And the things that have happened since season 1, I'm glad to have been a part of the PEC since then, but it's just their buy-in. Like you can't, I think we make sure that the rest of our player core is like grateful for this opportunity, because just in year 5, there's been so much growth, but also these men didn't have to start the basketball league. Like we could have still been having to go overseas. People would have been waiting a couple more years for a rival to come about. But AU has been here doing this for almost 5 years now. And, it has literally changed some people's basketball trajectory and, their careers. I was out of the league after the bubble season, and AU was in Las Vegas, and it was a great first season. We had a lot of WNBA players, so it was very competitive. And because we were right there in Vegas, Becky and the staff, they were able to come watch games. And I wasn't the only one. A lot of people got training camp contracts, but for me specifically, being on that Aces team that year, we won a championship, and then we won another one. So it changed a lot for me, just being able to still be competitive in a league.
Yeah. I mean, having the option can change not only the trajectory of a career, but of a life. I mean, being a part of that team, the chemistry of it, you guys were just irresistible in some ways. People wanted more. The branding, the storytelling. I mean, your business, the business of Syd explodes out of that too. And like, it puts you on a trajectory where like the rest of your life looks different than it did before playing AU.
100%. That's why I always credit it with, giving me a chance to show what I can do. But yes, jump-starting everything that's happened for me thus far. Yeah. Even meeting TP and us having a show after that season and everything that's come since then, like it's, look, God's timing, I never question it.
Yeah. And TP is here, Theresa Plaisance. She's actually also in the room.
Like, for what reason, I don't know.
And making this incredibly awkward for I thought you've held up very well during this, given that she is there.
Yeah.
But, you guys have this chance to play together in Vegas, and now you've got this thriving podcast that's now unsupervised with Syd and TP.
Yeah.
What was it where the two of you were like, and you were like, we are a fit, we're a dynamic duo, and I want to do this with you? Why did it work?
It just worked. We hit it off immediately in Vegas in training camp, and it was just one of those things, when people say somebody's like a kindred spirit, you see things the same, like along moral lines, foundationally, the way you were raised. Like I like having good people in my life, people I can trust, people who add to my life and I add to theirs. And that was what our friendship was, on top of the fact I was like, this girl's hilarious. So I always jokingly say, like, I can make money off of this woman. That's exactly what's happened. But she's a force and a talent in her own right. So it was just, like I said, it was God's timing for us to meet at that time. And I'm grateful for it.
Yeah. It actually makes me think too of your WNBA team. You played with the Indiana Fever this year. Yeah. Y'all had to be the most talkative, podcasty team in the W. There were 3 different podcasts. Yeah. Just 3, or were there more? It was you.
Yeah, I think so.
It is Aaliyah Boston.
Yeah.
Sophie Cunningham all had podcasts. How did y'all navigate that?
Nobody really came to the locker room or gym talking about it. You just did your own thing off the court. And just like, because, I don't know, it's just, this is an interesting time in women's sports where like typically people weren't getting this many opportunities. There were rarely players, especially if you're not a superstar player, you're not having a podcast or doing anything. So the landscape of things have changed since NIL, since just more eyes on the sport, since partnerships and sponsorships that people have. And so people are just trying to take advantage and maximize the opportunities that you have.
Yeah. And there's plenty of captivating human beings, who also happen to be good at basketball.
Yes.
I didn't even get to ask you, like, how was your knee? How was your ACL? How was your rehab? Like,
it's going well.
Yeah.
It's going well. Tomorrow will be 11 weeks. And I forgot how much of a mental journey it is, as well as physical. But, I always try to look at stuff from a glass half full perspective, find the silver lining in things, like trust that whatever God's purpose is for me, I don't have to understand it in the moment, because every other time things have happened in my life, I've been like, huh? But then it makes sense down the line. So the older I've gotten, I'm like, trust that you got hurt for a reason. It's not the story you wanted to happen. You didn't want it to happen that way, but I can see like why I needed to be sidelined. I was able to pour into other people more. I was able to, I don't think I'm a selfish person, but I became, I think, even more selfless. So yeah, since I've been there in the off season, I'm just, strengthening it, doing a lot of bending, which was super painful in the beginning, but I'm in a good place now. When people are like, oh, I forgot you were hurt. You're like walking around normally, but yeah, I'm just trusting the timing of it all.
What will be your focus this Athletes Unlimited season? You
know what? We're figuring out what it's going to look like, but I told them, like, under no circumstance do I want to be anywhere else. Like, AU means a lot to me. I still want to support the other players who are there. Learn from them, have them learn from me, because we have a lot of rookies. But I just want to give whatever I can give, even if I'm not fully healthy.
The roster this season for AU is extra star-studded.
It is.
I mean, like, we're literally talking future Hall of Famers, things like that. There was a really fabulous welcome dinner. That was so cool. You guys have had a tray of events here in Tennessee. You're running it back in Nashville.
I know.
So would you say this is the most momentum AU women's basketball has had so far?
Yeah. I think this welcome week with our rookies and our vets has made us, like, really excited for the season in February. And so, hopefully people will come out and show love. February 4th is, the first game.
Yep. You can watch it on TV too. You ink the deal with ESPN.
Exactly.
So, all eyes, big opportunity. And I know I'm really excited for it.
Yes, me too. I can't wait to see you there.
I know. All right, great. Thank you so much for your time.
I love you, my girl. Appreciate you.
Is it time to cry now? Today, in addition to talking with me, you've been doing photo shoots and like media day type things. Yeah. And I enjoyed watching you through the circuit. How has it been for you?
It's been so much fun. I think AU just does a great job of allowing everyone to have their own self-expression. Like, a lot of times in sport, they try to make you uniform and everyone fit into this mold. And here at AU, they really encourage you to, like, absolutely be yourself. And even when they do, like, okay, like, you're gonna wear this AU sweatshirt today, but you get to wear everything else to make it look like it's you. Yeah. So, like, I just love the individuality of AU and just how they celebrate that.
Yeah, I mean, for you with AU, this is now 4 seasons in a row.
Correct.
Why do you keep coming back to Athletes Unlimited? Like, what are you getting out of playing in this league?
I've always played overseas. I was doing really well overseas. It was like good, easy money to make as a post player going overseas. And I was doing it for so long that I'm like, yeah, you miss a lot going overseas, like birthdays, holidays. It's just hard to see life go on and you are just working really hard. I came to AU and I absolutely like fell back in love with the game of basketball. All the external pressures that come with pro sports are kind of taken away and you're surrounded by your peers who are also your teammates and your competitors. So there's a level of like understanding and a level of why, or understanding people's why. And it just brings a little bit more out of, who you are. And you just learn and you grow a lot as an individual on and off the court through AU. And I think that it just provides everyone an opportunity to be themselves. Yeah. And I was perfect just the way I was showing up. No one told me like what I need to do more or I need to be better at this. Like, I was self-aware and I was able to self-coach and also like take criticisms and compliments from my peers around me who I felt like truly cared about me. And this is just the perfect atmosphere for growth. And I couldn't be more grateful for AU in my time here.
This format, right? Because it's 5-on-5. you switch teams throughout the season, and also individuals are scored. You can get a plus or a minus depending on if you're doing good things on the court or bad things.
Right.
Like, how does that work also in growing your game and the experience?
So I love AU because of there's games within the game. You wouldn't play some things like you would traditionally play a traditional basketball game. And I love whenever you need a foul, when you wouldn't typically foul, but in order for you to win the quarter points, you would foul, put them at the free throw line, and you're playing the long game in terms of all the games. But for you to win that quarter, you need to put them at the free throw line to get another possession so you can get another shot. And it's just the games within the game, the layers to AU, and also the dynamics of when you play on a basketball team, you play with like 12 women, and it's the same ladies every day that you're playing with and competing with. You're scoping out who on other teams you feel like you would play best with. If you get to a captain's chair, like who are you going to select? And also you're keeping good vibes because you don't want to be like that teammate that's like, oh, I don't want her on my team.
Right.
So like, it's a really healthy environment. It's so much fun. And I think that like the games within the game of basketball also make it extremely exciting.
Yeah, it can be really exciting, like in the group chat to talk about the strategies or what you're seeing, even for fandom, just kind of following what's going on.
Absolutely.
I'll take a look also at your time in the WNBA. One of your more recent chapters was with the Las Vegas Aces. You won a championship with them. First of all, what did you think of their turnaround back to the championship, now cementing you as a part of this dynasty too?
There's certain teams that like just will always hold a special place in your heart. And for me, the Aces are definitely gonna always have a piece of my heart. And you just want to see teams that have poured into you do well. To see the way that they've been able to just take over the league in the last however many years, 4 years.
3 and 4.
It's been crazy. And it's also been really awesome. Like, I was able to play with Asia Wilson, one of the greatest players in the world, and you just understand that you hear about these superstars, right? And how superstars carry themselves. And then you meet like an Asia Wilson, or you meet like an Elena Deladon, and you meet these people that are like beyond humble, and you just like see their greatness every day at practice, their work ethic, just how they show up and who they are. And it's just like it was a really special place to be. And like, I just love to see their success.
Yeah. It's also where you spent quality time with Syd, right? Syd
Yeah,
Colson?
it is.
So obviously Syd Colson is here at AU as well. You guys have had an incredible run as co-hosts together, and you're now on Unsupervised with Syd and TP.
Yes.
What is it about Syd that you guys are just like, we go together and we're going to smash this podcast game together?
So it's kind of crazy. Like, they say the best things just happen naturally, right? And Syd and I were both kind of in the same boat. Like, they signed us, but we weren't like sure if we were gonna like make the roster. So we were immediately, I like show up to practice, and I show up late. I was playing in Spain. So when I showed up, Syd was like being herself, and we've always known about each other throughout the league, like seen each other on like scouting reports. We even have like a lot of mutual friends, but we've never held conversation or like met before. But people have always—
Until year 2022?
Yes.
Wow.
Training camp 2022 is like when we had a conversation, and it was just like kindred spirits. Like, you just felt like there were some things that ran thicker than blood, and Sydney is definitely one of those people in my life. And anybody that knows Sydney knows to love Sydney. She is one of the most generous, kind-hearted individuals that you'll ever meet in your whole entire life. And on top of the fact that she's uber successful and hilarious, the way that she shows up for others, I think, is what makes Syd the most special. And I love seeing that in somebody, especially someone as outspoken and someone who can really draw a crowd. Syd is an inspiring, influential person, and I just feel like she's the type of person that you want kids to look up to, you want kids to strive to be like, and like to have a best friend like her is— honestly, it's like hard at times because she's Syd. And also people that are around us like get tired of our jokes, and we have like a really good time all the time. Everyone like tries to put us on a word count. It never works, but we have a really great time together. And yeah, I'm very grateful for my friendship with Syd and everything that's come of it.
Mm-hmm. No, she speaks the same way about you. I literally just had to sit down with her.
I hope so.
I
hope so.
Yeah, that's it. And mostly just about the character and the kindred spirits, but also you guys are a riot together.
Yeah.
Also individually, when's the first time you recognized in yourself or considered yourself funny?
So I've always been a clown my whole life, but I was like a clown in like small spaces. Like my family knows I'm funny. My classmates used to think that I was funny. I was voted class clown in high school. And then professionally, like I was funny in my pockets, like in the locker room and stuff like that, but I didn't really take my humor to television. And I showed up to training camp and Syd starts like dropping little tidbits like, hey, you could do TV, right? And I was like, oh, no. Like, I don't do TV. Like, this comedy is just for like locker room stuff, like close friends, you get it. And she was like, yeah. A week later, hey, you could totally do TV. And I'm like, no, definitely never doing TV. She just kept being like that little bug in your ear that would just drop these like tidbits throughout the season. And eventually she was just like, hop on the Zoom call. What? I hopped on a Zoom call and they were like, all right, so we're gonna do a show, like, it's gonna be 10 episodes. I was like, episodes? I thought we were doing like Instagram, some like social media. And they're like, I like jokingly said, so how many minutes are these episodes? And they were like 30. And I was like, Syd, what are we doing? Oh. She was like, oh girl, it's a TV show. And I was like, no way, this is crazy. So that's how it all started. And like my comfort grew in front of the camera because of how comfortable Syd is in front of the camera. Mm-hmm. And I was just kind of like going off of her, being 100% myself, but just like feeding off of her energy. And she like brings this like comfort, at least to me, in the space where I was outside of second grade. I was humbly Mary in the nativity scene, but outside of that large role, I haven't done acting since. So I took a large hiatus and now I'm back. We've been doing some stuff, so it's been a lot of fun. I've also really enjoyed like acting and being in front of the camera and being like a personality. It's something that I had to get used to, but it's been a lot of fun.
You've been great. Also, what a testimony of friendship.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes a friend will pull you into a great opportunity or see it in you before you see it in yourself.
She absolutely did.
You guys have crushed it so much with all of the podcasting that like, I know about your talent, how funny you are. What are you trying to establish at AU about your basketball game?
So I've been, injured. I got injured in Seattle. Like I've been going through like little bouts of stuff. And I really want to show that I'm gonna finish my career strong and on my terms. And I'm just gonna come and do exactly what I've always been doing. And I'm gonna enjoy myself. I'm not putting any pressures on what I need to be or what it needs to look like, because I don't think that's what makes basketball fun. I think just seeing yourself do what you have been, not necessarily training, but what you've been practicing within yourself. Self-confidence, patience, understanding, all these things, because I feel like I'm a good teammate to others and I like beat myself up on the inside. So this year is gonna be a year of, I'm coming in, I'm gonna be a badass, I'm gonna do what I do, and I'm also gonna, have a lot of fun doing it. And I just can't wait for this season of AU with the roster that we have. The women showing up this year is absolutely incredible. Future Hall of Famers, potentially, WNBA All-Stars, future All-Stars, etc. And, this is going to be a really fun season for everyone. And I'm really looking forward to stepping back on the court and, tapping into the college version of myself and like the prime version of myself and, really get myself going.
Yeah.
I
want to run through a wall right now.
Right, let's do it.
Let's go. I am so excited for you and just so, moved by your passion and emotion and everything you're holding on to right now. So I wish you the best in this upcoming season.
And we appreciate you. And we appreciate everything you do to highlight women's basketball.
Thank you.
And to bring us to the forefront. The way that you cover us, it's just, you can tell that the passion for women's sports is deep within you and as well, and it radiates through the way that you cover us. So we greatly appreciate you showing up here to AU, but also what you do for the sport just generally.
Thank
Absolutely.
you. And I receive all of it. Like I just thank you.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
yeah, appreciate the time.